Hi to everyone. Happy to see you all here. Faces already familiar and new people. It's great to see you all here.
Hi, I'm Shoham, friend of Nietzsche, and then I'm just here to translate them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, if it's possible for the beginning to mute your microphones so we can hear clearly what's going on.
Please have a look to the chat while we are speaking, because Sarah will post the link of the site of the page in Arte Laguna World, like each of you are speaking, so that you can see the artwork of each other. And when we will meet in Venice, we will recognize artwork and person, and we'll have lots to speak about. Many arguments.
Okay, let's admit 2 more people. Let's see. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, happy to see you. My name is Anna Schwietz, and I'm helping to moderate these online meetings that we are doing with Arte Laguna. And we have here the main heroes, Laura Gallon, the founder of Arte Laguna Prize, and her colleague Sara. So first of all, we have some organizational information for you from Laura or Sara. Yeah, Laura, please.
Okay, hello everybody, and thanks for joining us to this meeting. We are very proud to represent all of you, all your artworks, because you was selected among more than 10,150 artists. So we are really happy to have the possibility to show your work to all our network of partners and art lovers. And I'm also very happy to give you an important news, because now we can say that all the works will be definitely exhibited in Venice next year from March 13 to April 5. So all your works can be exhibited, and in a very big event that will join the works of the next edition, the 15th edition, with yours. So there will be many interesting artists in this big show. We are very happy to
edition in one exhibition.
2 editions in one exhibition, and after this period of lockdown, it's really very beautiful for us to give this organization news. And so prepare your tickets and fly to come to Venice next year. And as you know, in this year, in this period, we are in any case promoting all of you in a digital way. That is what is possible for this period. And we are sharing the works every day, one artist, on our social pages. If every one of you will share each other works, we will reach really contacts from all over the world. So do your best also from your side. So next year on March, we will have all the world in Venice.
Yeah, absolutely. And really happy to see you all here. It's already our fourth session, so maybe we will be a little bit slow, but we will try to do our best. So today we are speaking about future, and in this situation of lockdown, it's the best thing that we can speak about, because only with future and thinking about future, we have hope and we have inspiration for what to do as a next step, what to think about in some years further. So we were speaking with previous groups, previous artists, about what is the role of the artist, of an artist in the future. how artists can help our planet to be the better place, how we can find this balance between, let's say, classical analog art and new technologies, and what will be the art of the future, what will be more important, beauty, the concept that is constantly changing, or the concept. So about all these things we are going to speak today. For those who didn't show their artworks during our first online meeting, you can show some piece of your artwork as we promised previous time. Who didn't show, please will be ready to show something, to share the screen and to show something. So the art of the future, what it will be, and what can be the mission of contemporary artists. Let's speak about this. Tolmi, let's start from you. Let's unmute. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, it's coming from video art is my main background of practice and moving into installation. It's about materials and renewable and recyclable materials. So a work that I spoke about last time, I can just show you a couple of images. Let me just share the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's disabled again. I allowed it. Okay, so that's very sad. No, but for me, it's yeah, working with video in installation. The technology itself usually goes to landfill, and because of a consumptive society, try to become very conscious of that. And with new technology such as 3D printing, I'm actually collaborating with a university in Australia who are looking at ways of taking e-waste specifically and trying to create new materials and compounds out of that. At current, it's for engineering and building purposes. So I want to try and take that into fine art and start to create new sculptures from e-waste that have a relationship to the video work as well. So yeah, for me, the future is really about looking at my art practice with sustainability practice from essentially a very unsustainable art practice, which is video, because it's just the materials that are used. Yeah.
Excuse me, are you in Australia now?
I live in Germany at current.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm based in Cologne, so in the West. So yeah, that's another consideration because the university I collaborate with Australia, I want to get some of the compounds sent over here so I can start to do some test prints. However, then that has a huge carbon footprint through shipping all the way from Australia to here. So a lot of new variables to think about in terms of what materials to use. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting, this conversation about new materials and new methods of producing art. Severin, what do you think about future, and do you think that we will still need let's say, canvases and paint to produce art, or we are all migrate to new technologies? Let's try and mute.
Okay, for me, I think it will always have different material, different media. It's about the richness of all the culture and the humanity. And for me, I think also in the future, maybe the artist will more work about experiences with the public and also with psychology. Because to mark the difference between robot and human.
Mm-hmm.
By example, we cannot say artificial intelligence give me some trust. No, the trust is something completely human. Though I think in the future, it's very important to speak about psychology, human characteristic, something that robot or artificial intelligence cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that we are really special. We are human, we have some relationships between something, it's in French we say impalpable, I don't know in English, but something it's different. So I think it's important. and also the difference between virtual and reality, the sensoriality, and all the things that that we cannot see in the virtual world, but only in the real world. And today it's completely the case, because in this situation, we are completely in the real. We are in the virtual, yes, like this, but for the most important things, we are completely in the reality. We think we are very technology, very developed, but with this case, we need all the real things like eating, and that it's something we cannot go out. We are all human, we are in the health, and that is really important. That's for me important to work on, that the people cannot think, oh, technology can do all. Not really.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, now we are in this situation when we are not able to touch, we are not able to experience, and that is important for us, for human beings. Thank you so much.
Yes, just one thing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
For example, yes, the touch. The touch, it's the sense that it's the most represent in the brain. By example, when scientists want to do small brain for experiences, they should take some cells to the la peau, to the derm, cells derm.
Skin?
Yes, the cells from the skin. It's what the scientists take to do small brain.
Wow.
So, yes, the touch, it's the most important sense for human. It's the sense that we cannot lost. It's the sense about what's hurt yourself, it's about sufferance, it's about desire, it's about all the things really important for human.
Yes. Interesting idea that it is really cannot be received from robots or from somebody, because I have this question about if in the future AI, artificial intelligence, can replace the artist. But with this approach, with this importance of touch, probably not. Let's ask the next group, the next artist, Nichi or Nisi, how to pronounce it right way. Un momento. Yeah.
Hi, we are Nikki.
Hi. Okay, what do you think about the future artist, or a robot can be also an artist in the future?
Hello, I'm a friend of Nikki and I'm here to translate.
Okay.
はい、なんかAI なんか将来のアーティストどう思うかみたいな。で AI とかロボットとかがそういう代わりになるのかっていうことを聞いてます。
Excuse me, who is the artist? Are they both artists or just one?
I'm their friends. I'm here to help them.
But of the two girls,
both girls are the artists.
And
both of them?
Duo.
Okay. And from which nationality?
どこ出身ですか?
From China? Are you from China?
Japan.
Japan. Okay, perfect. Tell us about your future. What do you think about the future that is coming?
コロナの影響を受けて、自分たちはその場所に行って作品を体験するっていうことが難しくなった中で、そうではない形での、作品発表っていうのを考えました。
under this influence of this pandemic situation, we are not restricted of the format of going to a certain place to experience installation works, and the possibilities of presenting my work, their work expanded.
例えばその場所に行って作品を経験するというのが一番だけど、今までは見せてこなかった作品制作のプロセスに焦点を当てて、映像作品や平面作品を制作するようになりました。
would be interesting to hear the translation. I know that it's very intelligent what they said, but please translate.
Yeah, like basically this is like they're thinking to do outside of the box, not only doing what they used to do or that what people thinking it's the right thing, but I think try something new, and they're telling what's the example.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you for translation. Something else?
You are in the video.
Okay, let's move forward. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, and take care. Now we are moving to the next question and to the, let's say, to the next controversial thing. What is more important, the beauty of an art object or the concept? Or we can find the balance between this. This question I would offer to Mr. Russell Pencil.
I apologize. I was looking at Nietzsche's page. Would you be kind and repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. What is more important, beauty or the concept, the message in contemporary artwork? What do you think, and what will be in the future? Are we losing beauty? Are we just showing the concept? What is your opinion?
Are you asked? Okay, my opinion. They're inextricably intertwined, in my opinion. You know, you might know I'm a professor. I've been teaching for a long time, so you know I have this conversation quite often with foundation or fundamental level students. Is you know, if you take work such as Albers or the color field painters, you know, even if the painting is as simple as the minimalist, like Barnett Newman, where you have, you know, very, very refined, or it's not really abstracted, but the point is that that even if you're making a painting that is solid yellow, there is still something there that is an idea. So the question about whether or not you can separate these two, I don't think is actually possible. I think there's a lot of attempts to extract the concept from the visual form itself and the appreciation of the visual form. And personally, I think that's a mistake. But I'm not a postmodernist. I'm a formalist. So I think the body of the work is what the work is. And you cannot escape the visual form if this is the medium that you're working in. Whether an idea is an artwork in and of itself is another question. And you know, I think it's good to have ideas, but the art is actually the accrual of the idea in form. And without taking it to the form, it's not art. Okay, so there you go. Maybe I should write a paper or a book.
Yeah, for sure. Please write the book for us who are looking for this balance. What is primary form or the meaning? Thank you so much. Thank you.
I would like to ask something, if possible.
Yeah, sure.
So I want to put something extra in art history. is the first performance. The first performance was for me the act that Gandhi started in his village, and he went to the sea and he took some sea, the salt out of the sea. Do you know this, Russell? This movie?
Yes, I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah. And so it's very aesthetical, this action, and it has a real range of meaning, because the English people, they said, even the salt in the sea is ours, it's not from the Indians.
Right.
And then you have beautiful pictures, beautiful movies. I think it's in 56. And for me, I'm a big fan of Yves Klein. Yves Klein is in fact the first performance art, I think. But for me, Gandhi is earlier and is very aesthetic, but he's not an artist, so it's not seen as a performance.
Well, I agree. That's a very important act. I don't know if you're familiar with Maurice Benayoun, teaches at Hong Kong City University. He states that the first interactive art was done by the two artists in ancient Greece that was recorded by Pliny, Zeuxis and Parrhasius, where the two artists were having a contest and they were attempting to best one another in making the most beautiful painting and the most realistic painting. And I believe that Parrhasius painted a picture of grapes that was so realistic that birds came down and pecked at the grapes. And Zeuxis came along and well, he then challenged Zeuxis, paint something. So when Zeuxis made his painting, he showed it to Parrhasius, and it was simply a curtain covering a cloth or curtain covering the painting. As you know, painters cover their work. Mm-hmm. Zeuxis says, pull back the cloth. And Parrhasius says, you pull it back. And so when he walked up to pull it back, he realized that what he was actually looking at was a painting of the cloth. Yeah. And so therefore, according to Benayoun, the first interactive work is this situation that is happening between the interaction of the work and the person interacting with the work. Now, I actually disagree that this is the first work, and also I disagree that it's the first act, because if you go back and you look at the cave paintings that exist across the entire world, from Lascaux to Chauvet Cave, to petroglyphs in Indonesia and the Americas, across the entire world, there are works of art that were created. These are accrued from the actions and behaviors of the individuals.
Okay. That's
and
good.
in fact,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we are kind of little bit.
I'm sorry. I'll send you my lecture notes. The first act actually happened in prehistory. It's part of human history.
Yeah. So as we can see, the art is part of our nature, our inner necessity. So I wanna give the further word to Anduril.
What Anna said. Thank you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It was very, very interesting. Yeah, let's unmute the microphone. Sorry, it doesn't work. Maybe you can do it by yourself. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So do we
it
need
at the same time?
Yeah. So do we need art in the future, or we need just digital technologies and science and all this stuff?
Well, I don't think it's a question we can decide about. I don't think it's for us to decide if we need art or not. I think art will happen, definitely. And to come back to that question of, well, I think artificial technology and AI will be a part of our future. So I think as artists, we need to, well, we don't need to, you don't have to. As an artist, you're not obligated to react to it. But as a contemporary artist, I'm interested in maybe even interacting with it. Right now, I don't have the technical possibilities of interacting with it, but I definitely have a response and references in my work, because it also talks about what is humanity, how do we define being human, how do we define intelligence. So I think it's a very interesting topic personally, and I think it could be possible that AI might be a player in the art field, but I don't think it will be the only one. So again, I think it might come to a dialogue of AI as a player in the art field and as artists, human beings interacting, and maybe there is even hybrid forms in the future, who knows.
Oh, thank you. It's interesting. Mihai Topescu. Hi, let's continue this interesting topic. Let's unmute the microphone.
Okay,
Yeah.
hi, I'm here to translate. I'm his daughter.
Yeah, super.
Hi.
It's always amazing to see these teams that people are helping each other, and we have these teams helping each other. So the question is future. Yeah, and what is the role of the artist in the future? What artists should do to have us to have better future?
Ce poate face artistul ca să aibă un viitor mai bun?
Consider că artistul trebuie să fie un activist.
I think that an artist must be an activist.
Nu numai un creator
not just
de frumos.
Beauty creator.
Trebuie să fie un activist care să implice
must be a person who involved in society and especially its problems.
Proiectele mele din ultimii ani,
my projects from the last years,
s-au axat pe această temă,
focused on this theme
de implicare în societate, implicare în
of involving in society and
în care unde artistul trebuie să aibă un cuvânt de spus,
where the artist must have a word to say.
Toate proiectele mele au fost pe această temă a implicării artistului pentru natură, pentru salvarea naturii, a mediului și a...
Almost all his projects or his themes were regarding this direction about saving or the nature, let's say, or publicize the fact that nature needs help.
Și m-am bucurat că s-a format deja grupuri, s-a creat un curent artistic legat pe tema aceasta a implicării artistului în societate. Chiar la Arte Laguna există câțiva artiști care...
And he's very glad that there are artists already also in Arte Laguna that are very focused on this theme, on this activism.
Yes. Proiectele mele sunt manifest pentru natură, manifest pentru protejarea mediului, a apei, a aerului,
His concepts are like manifest for nature, for protecting the air, the waters, and everything that involves actually.
La fel de aceea și proiectul pentru Arte Laguna a fost manifest pentru o Veneție curată.
Also, the project from Arte Laguna is manifest for a clean Venice.
Și apropo de discuțiile care au fost mai înainte legate de relația dintre tehnologie și artă.
Regarding the discussion that we heard about art and technologies.
Arta întotdeauna este energie, este emoție, este trăire.
Art is always energy and emotions and feelings.
Este sentiment, ceea ce inteligența artificială nu poate să
Something that
înlocuiască.
artificial intelligence cannot replace it.
Yeah. Thank you for this idea, because some of us has this fear. We are scared that robots will replace the humans on this planet, and it is very important, this question, to raise question about the situation with nature.
Mulțumesc. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your work. Let's proceed to Giulio Locatelli. What questions do you think artists can raise now?
Artiștii pot să ridice.
Can you repeat a question?
Yes. What questions do you think artists should raise now to improve our future?
Okay. I think that the artist in this period can ask at himself what happened in the reality, and with his medium of work could analyze the theme, and with his work I think that the artist won't put a focus of a problem, and not only can I say not only a negative question, but a sea of the other sides, another point of view of the team. I think that in this period the most important theme is the relationship between the person that is impossible, and is the first time I think that in history the people can't go out together, and I think this is a very important problem, and in the art is a problem, because I think that during an exhibition the most important thing that is a exchange from the artist, but not only from the artist, that the person who see the work can show you the question that you analyze with your work. I think that the artist must point a focus on a problem that characterized the period of life. I think in this particular period, the most important problem is the relationship, I think. And about the technologies, this problem is solved. I don't sure, but because with Zoom or the other program, we can say, we can speak, but it's cold. I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of too digital, but it's good that
there is I think that there isn't the sensibility.
Yes.
Because I am a man that speak and with gesture, no? And when I see something, the other people that see me can intend what I mean, but with only a screen, I don't know.
Yeah.
A problem.
Yeah.
A reflection about this problem.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Bim? Yes?
Sorry, only one thing. Can I know the name of the person with Anduril who spoke before? Because
I'm Simone Fieser. I don't know who called me Anduril. It wasn't me who gave me this name.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, because it is written here. We will also need the name of the person with numbers instead of name. 576092. It's very futuristic, it's very from future, but it's we still have our names. Okay.
Can we have your name, please? Microphone.
Yeah.
My name is Rachel.
Rachel. Okay, so here we come to ask you a question. about what would you say to the next generations of people who will live on this planet from now, from this 23rd of May? For the people who will live in 50 years, for the people who will live in 100 years, you as an artist, what you can tell them? Rachel?
I think art should be taught all the time, and I think people should be taught how to see and how to look and how to see that you can say that anything could be art if you want it to, but it's not just as simple as that. It's a bit like this whole thing between conceptual art and actual art, in that, you know, I have a concept about what I do, but that's so personal to me. All I want you to do is look at what I've done, and either you like it and it goes into your soul, or you don't like it and you can ignore it. But just to get people to create, to make things, it's all very well doing digital and on a computer and virtual all the time, but this stuff you can make with anything and recycle it and learn how to use your hands to have, which is so empowering. If you can repair something, you can change it, you can make it more beautiful, you can adapt, but you need to be able to see what the world is about. And I think art lessons, which we don't have in this country anymore unless you can pay to go to a school with lots of money, you're not taught just to look at things. I can remember looking at the sky once and saying to this girl, "Oh, what a beautiful cloud." And she said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "It's a beautiful cloud." And she had no idea of having looked into the sky before and seen a beautiful cloud. But you have to teach people that sort of thing. And then you can, and once you've taught people, then, you know, they can explode out and do art in whatever way they like. But you've got to have a grounding to do all this, to see beauty in anything and everything, and rip up paper and change things. You need to be able to work with your hands and then move on and move away. And what I found really interesting was that Professor Pencil, the first example of art or artists was a bloody competition between two men. And this, you know, it was just, just unbelievable. Because I think the competitiveness and the destruction that men create is one of our big problems. And I'll stop talking now.
Yeah, Rachel, thank you so much. You know, this idea about let's stop this competition, it was already in our previous discussions before today. And it's amazing that artists, they really understand that there is no competition between artists, that this rhetorica, this idea, this concept should leave us. We should think about solidarity, we should think about cooperation, not about competition. And that's very important. And thank you so much for this idea about beautiful cloud. Yeah, it's true that we need to teach our new generations that beauty surrounds us and that our planet is beautiful. In this case, all the projects on which you are working on related to ecology, related to nature, related to show the beauty, it will all work. Yeah, thank you so much. And we are going to Christian. Let's unmute microphone. So, yeah, hi. What is you think? What is the role of artists now? What we should do? Okay, we should create. Okay, we should don't stop. We should show the ideas. We should show the problems. Probably, in your opinion, what artists do now to make the future more beautiful?
In my view, I think that everything comes down to the reason why we are here. And one of the 7 basic needs is creation. So I do believe that every single artist or person, it doesn't have to be called an artist, has this basic need to create things. Either it's a painting or a car or a photography or whatever it is. And at the end of the day, everything comes down to emotion. This is something I strongly believe, that we are here to experience emotions, we as human beings. And as long as humanity will exist, there will be artists, there will be emotions created by their works. So no matter, and if something is ugly or not, or created, I don't know, from whatever materials, at the end of the day, it is the emotion that that object is transmitting.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think this is it, and so that's it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And Jesus, can you join us? Can you join us with a microphone?
Hi, everyone. Well, about the future, for me, it's very difficult seeing the next generation, because for me, the future is always a failure, because we always think about it and visualize it from the present. It's very difficult to think the future from the present, no? But for me, it's more important think first about the past. It's very important to think about the past, because we live in the continuing historical situation, difficult economic situation in different moment in the history, and continue this situation with different context or wherever, no? The future is not something I think about a lot in my work or my life, no? I am more interested in the past as a support to create in the present something that can transcend in the future. I don't know, no?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, I don't think a lot about the future, because it's the very accidental result, no? I don't know. I prefer think about the present, in the now,
Mm-hmm.
because it's more efficient or effective in my life, no?
Okay. Thank you so much. Bean Fineran. I'm
here.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello,
how are you?
everyone. I have a strange leaf in front of my face because I have some stitches, and that's why that's there. But do you have a question for me?
Yes, I have a question for you.
Yes.
It's not a question, actually. It's if you want, using this online conversation that we have now, to advise something for future generations. As we know, digital records, they can be saved for millions of years, probably, I hope so. So what you would say to further generations, to people that will live in 100 years?
About
what they should do, what they should be attentive about, how to remain humans?
That is a hard question.
Sorry.
That's a hard question, especially with the word digital in there, since that is like the opposite of everything in my life. But you're right, it's going to be a very strange world in the future when people are going to be bombarded with everything recorded now. I think about that sometimes when we look back we have maybe 2 or 3 photos of our grandparents because it was so unusual then. And now there's just like thousands of images, thousands and thousands of images. I really don't know how people are going to sort through that situation and find something. This time has been really interesting for people. I think they're slowing down, but and that's a good thing, while everyone's been home. But I really can't imagine how people are going to deal with the amount of material that is now in everybody's little machine right in front of them in the future. I don't know. What do you think?
Let's see. It's interesting. Thank you, Vinh. And we are going to Uemei Ren. This wonderful couple that I can see here. I'm sorry, I'm not really good in pronunciation of names, but we have.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
She's the artist. I'm the translator.
Perfect. So from your point of view, what will be the future for art? Will we still need art in our lives, and what it will be? Will we have canvases, paintings, or we will have only technological art, science art?
I need to translate. 他说：“你认为将来艺术是不是有需要的？什么？还有对于人类，可能就是艺术的作用。简单说一下。”
我认为人一直站在就是人的立场上去思考一些问题。你说吗
？She says, she think, all things have sense, but human always think the things on the standpoint of the human, but not the material and things.
但是我们有没有考虑过，就是物的角度或者立场去出发去考虑一些问题？因为我觉得单一的立场，就是单一的立场，它就会显得批判都会显得微不足道。
We only think about everything from the human point, but not from the things, animal and other things. Maybe all things have a sense, like animal, like virus. So maybe we don't need at the single position, and criticism is not objected to create the material, animal, virus, and others. My English is not good, so I try to translate.
Yeah. Thank you for help. Thank you.
Where are you from?
From China.
China.
Shanghai.
China, Shanghai.
Yes.
然后他还有什么？
你可以继续说。
Her
early works focus on the macro world, concerns the humanity between human and nature. So some early works was from the human virus like the AIDS virus, influenza, and coronavirus like this outbreak. So next step, maybe he will focus on many things between the human and the nature. And maybe science is also important. Science and art can be combined to do some things. Maybe to improve the life of the human and some other.
Yes, I completely agree with you, because I think only artists and scientists can save our planet, because if we should really stop this anti-ecological actions. And I think that artists as really this sensible membrane of the humanity should warn the society, should warn the new generations about these problems that we are facing now. And if artists will be united with scientists, I think it is much better than politicians when they are trying to solve something. They are completely useless. And artists and scientists can really transform our world. So thank you so much. And voice steppers, yeah, for you.
To Ching Men Ren. So we saw that the corona is in fact evolution, where the human was not respectful towards animals. And I have a small question. Is there like an activistic platform in China to criticize this way of eating, this way of living? So it's a very actual problem, the conflict between humans and animals. As an effect, we have corona. Is there a activist platform in China who's having a word, having something to say, having a critical word towards the government, or it doesn't exist, or it's a question?
But is it a topic of this group, or can you discuss separately with their...
They live in China, so they know what the actual evolution of the government, of the people is. I live in Belgium, so I don't have a clue what's happening in China.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would be happy if you could speak each other among you artists. You can contact each other through our portal. Go into the link of UEMEIREN that Sarah posted in the chat here, and you can contact directly her.
I think Laura can be also a good idea if we will have something like separate online dedicated to ecological problems, because now it's very important to speak about this, and a lot of artists from this edition, they are speaking about ecological problems and problems about relations between humans and nature and animals. So we can dedicate specific meeting to this specific topic. And let's continue about future. And we have Ankon Mitra here. Ankon, hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. What is your vision about future? And how you as an artist can impact on the future that we are going to have?
Good evening to all of you. I think we are at a point of flexion. You know, having read a little bit about art history, I know that, Renaissance put the human being at the center of the universe. It was a natural reaction to the excesses of the church at that time. And then as human beings made lots of scientific discoveries and other things, in Europe, there was a growing confidence that, the human identity could free itself from, the shackles of the church and from religion. And therefore, from that point, which was a natural reaction to, all the excesses of the church before that. But what it did was that it unleashed a revolution where constantly for the last 500 years, we've been putting the human being at the center of the universe for everything. So now, as a species, we are always thinking about humanity. We constantly talk about humanity as if it is some specially ordained creature who is different from the vast ecology of this planet, where there are billions of other creatures who also inhabit. They have an equal right, which they have earned through, through evolution and through death and through the same processes that Darwin has defined. And they have as much right to be on this planet as we do.
Yes.
But we have taken it upon ourselves to, constantly be thinking with the, the lens of the human. So always, when you have a pandemic of this sorts, we are thinking, oh, humanity is suffering,
Yes, thank you,
Anton. But the fact that humanity is suffering and you look all around, nature is healing. And to just give a funny example, during the lockdown, there would probably be no Vaporetto buses in Venice. So if you think from the human standpoint, it's painful to walk from Giardini to San Marco. But if you think from the point of view of ecology, the dolphins have come back into the canals. So, we have to stop thinking all the time that, oh, from the human standpoint, this is such a bad thing. Because we are not the be all and end all of this planet. And when we start thinking about ourselves as a small part of so much other that is there in this planet, and we try to mesh in with all of this rather than trying to be the king of all of this, then I think we have a secure future and a hopeful future, where we know that, something like a pandemic comes, there will be human deaths, because that's what a pandemic is supposed to do, some human beings will die.
Yes.
And we are like, oh, we need to protect all human species, and then you do it at the cost of everything else.
Yeah, thank you, Anton. Sorry for interrupting you. We need to proceed because we are just out of our timing. Matthias.
No, thank you so much for letting me speak for more than 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. We will return to this topic of ecology for sure. Matthias, hi, how are you?
Good, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep myself short. It's 11 already.
Yeah,
but just.
Yeah, are you pessimistic or optimistic about the future that we are going to have? Hi?
No.
No, it's very interesting. Come back. Microphone doesn't work. But
we are not hearing you. No, nothing. Oh no.
Oh no?
No, it worked. It worked.
No? Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So to answer your question, it depends really how long into the future you're looking to, I think, in terms of being optimistic or pessimistic. I'm generally more of an optimistic person, but I don't think that really has any bearing on where the world will go to. Like if if I believe that the glass is half full, that doesn't really mean that the glass is half full. I thought it was a really nice. I really appreciated the kind of like the little breath that came on here, and I just want to add two things to kind of like go back to the very beginning, where the question is like, what is art got to do with, like, where is art going within all of these changing ideologies, changing beliefs, changing kind of the way humankind is perceiving themselves within, with living on this planet. I personally think, to me, it's really important to keep in mind what art actually is. It's not object making, it's not concept making. It's a means of inquiry, right? It's a means of inquiry with the tools that you have on hand. It can be canvas and paint, and it can be, artificial intelligence for all I care. I'm not an AI person, but it's a means using a tool to understand an aspect of the world that we don't fully grasp. Now, as humans, I don't think we will ever fully grasp it. So in that respect, I think art will be around as long as we're around as humans, because there's always something to inquire. And in which direction that goes, I'm weary, even though my work has a lot to do, like kind of like inquiries, inquires about recycling and things like that. But I'm worried about, like, I do think there's a difference between, I think activism can be a mean of inquiry, meaning in that respect, activism can be art. But I'm weary with my work to be the propagator of a new ideology, where I say, like, you have to do this, like, now this is the new religion. So I think I personally think I want to be weary of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Matthias, thank you. And very short final word for Boy Stepperts, if you don't mind, to close our discussion here. So what do you think for us, for artists in the future? Do we have chances to change the world or not? Just shortly.
I think a lot of changement has been done by individuals. So if you see to evolution, to history, it's mostly one individual who was, let's say, the strong person and led the other ones in that direction. Or it's medicine, or it's art, or it's politics. The individual has always a role. It's not the group who's transporting himself. It's more the strong voice who can go somewhere. Mm-hmm. So I'm very happy that the show will happen in Venice next year, because I think, and it's like a thank you for the Arte Laguna, that you put a really nice group of people together. And I thought, okay, this exhibition doesn't gonna happen. I will not see all these people. So I was already thinking about asking maybe Russell or somebody else, because he's a professor, he's in a university, he will certainly have a big space in the,
also Matthias,
in the university. Or somebody in Germany, or somebody in Italy, or in Japan, that out of the Arte Laguna, that we could anyhow do exhibition all together, even in America, even in Japan.
Yes, it's true.
So I was thinking about it, but now it's not necessary anymore, but maybe later in the future.
Yeah, you should continue to communicate. You should initiate some collaborations, that's for sure. I'm sorry to interrupt, and the last thing.
It's only one phrase.
Yeah.
It's a point of view that I have for the future. I think a lot of things are mixed up now, but I want to make a divorce, a very very big divorce between ideological and, in fact, I call it infrastructure. Now with the corona, we see that a lot of specialists, a lot of universities are involved in, let's say, how the government is active. So the politicians are a bit put away, and we see in the middle the specialists. And I think this is an interesting way, and I would propose it to our group to maybe form a kind of, in Flemish it's called denktank. It's like a thing of thinking. And we have the normal ideological side who goes like long-term thinking, and then we have infrastructure, because if we talk about a better relation between humans and nature, there has to be an organization who will translate this. If we all go in different directions, it's a force, but it doesn't go to a concrete realization. If we want to have a realization, we should form groups, maybe organized by specialists, who have a strong voice, who can, let's say, meet up with ideology and with politicians. So,
can I say one thing?
Okay, Rachel, do it.
Until we have at least 50% women involved in all of these things in the world, nothing will ever change, because men continue to compete against one another. They want to be in charge. They won't listen to other men. It's this continual testosterone and competitiveness. And we need women to calm it all down and to bring a completely different perspective than this whole violence that men seem to enjoy.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. As far as, I'm sorry. As far as I can see, we have 2 new topics to discuss, guys. We will see each other next time. We have this gender topic and we have ecology topic. So let's continue to meet up. Let's organize us to do something together. As it was said already, it's time for solidarity. Only in this solidarity movement we can change something. So let's be together. Let's continue to communicate. And thank you
very much.
Thank you so much for being here with us. And we are jumping to the next session. And all these videos, all these records will be saved and will be on Arte Laguna YouTube and social networks. And please check your emails about the next meetings and about further work that we have to do during this year till the exhibition in Venice. And good luck, take care, and inspiration for everybody.
Thank you.
Ciao.